Today I'm doing an oil change on a Toyota Prius C. Before we change the oil, I want to talk a little bit about the oil. And here you'll notice I have 5 quarts of oil, an oil filter, and my handy dandy Prius C 2012 owner's manual. Inside of this, there's words. The words I'm interested in are right here. 3.9 quarts with a filter. That means I'm only going to be using 1, 2, 3, 4 of these guys, and I'm going to use the whole thing because 0.1 of a quart, a tenth of a quart, I'm really not too worried about overfilling my oil. I do want to talk a little bit about this number here though. The manual says that they want you to use 20 weight oil, but I purchased 5W30. You might be wondering why 5W30. Well, 5W indicates the characteristic of the oil which allows for cold stability. I'm not really going to be in any cold weather, and 5W means it's going to be a little bit thicker. That's okay with me because I'm in hot weather. Hot weather, thicker oil, over time it'll thin out. I'm okay with that. The 30 indicates the viscosity characteristic of the oil when it's operated at a higher temperature. An oil with a higher viscosity may be better suited if the vehicle's operated at high speed or under extreme loads. I'm not really going to push this car too hard, but it is going to be on the road every single day on the interstate running. So I'm going to go with a 30 weight oil because slippery is better. I got my oil and filter, which is the DW4476 DriveWorks at Advanced Auto Parts. This is part of a special package deal for $24. One of these quarts of oil will be saved for next time, meaning that this total oil change will cost me approximately $20. Since the engine is over 40,000 miles, this is a full synthetic oil change, meaning that, well, on the back of this it indicates that it will prevent breakdown, extend engine life, protect against wear, combat sludge and deposits, and protect in high engine temperatures. This is the middle one here. I drove my car up onto these Rhino ramps. I think I paid 50 bucks for them. Oil change pan, 4 quarts of oil, an oil filter. We're using the DriveWorks DW4476, 14mm socket and driver, oil change, oil filter wrench, and a glove. First, pop the hood. Open the hood and locate the drain fill cap. It's right here. The oil filter and drain plug are located here on the passenger side. Let's take a closer look. There's the drain plug, and here's the oil filter. Put on your glove so you don't get your hands nasty and for other safety reasons, and get ready to do some work. When removing the drain plug, remember right is tight, left is loose. Once all the oil is drained out, you'll need to put the oil plug back in. You'll notice that there's a gasket. You're going to make sure you have that. Without that, you're going to have oil leaking all over the place. If you lose the gasket or find that yours is damaged, you can get a new one at your dealership or at an auto parts store. Most of the time, they sell them at the auto parts store with the oil plug and the gasket already together. Remember, when you put this back in, right is tight, left is loose. And tighten that with 14mm socket. Not too tight, just tight enough. So here's the oil plug, and right here is the oil filter. We're going to need to pull this off of here with a oil filter wrench, or if you have one, a socket that fits the end of your oil filters. I don't have too much luck with those, so I'm going to go with one of these guys. Just make sure that you have your oil pan handy for that to fall down into and catch all the oil that spills. And also, I like to put a piece of cardboard underneath everything to make sure that it all is nice and clean. Okay, so here's the oil filter, and there's a I think it's a coolant tube right here. And to get the oil filter wrench on there in a way that I could spin the oil filter, I actually had to stick it inside and then mount it underneath here so that I could clamp it down enough to spin it. And it's still, I mean, I only have a very small amount of space that I can spin it before I have to reset it each time. So let's see if you can see this or not, but to get this oil filter to work, oil filter wrench to work, I gotta screw back like that, clamp it down, and then twist it a little bit, and then do it again, which seems pretty cumbersome. So maybe this next time I might actually pony up for the wrench socket, because this seems like an awful lot of fiddling around to get the oil filter off. And I still have to be able to get my wrench off to get the oil filter off this way. Here we go. Alright, so now I can spin it by hand. Alright, so there we go. That's the deal right there. Now we're dripping good. So once the oil filter is pretty much rendered out all the oil out of the thing there, you just take it off and let it fall down into your bucket and let it continue draining. Okay, so now the easy part. Get out my new filter. Oh boy, got a nice little plastic protective bit on there. I like that. Removed the little plastic film that was on the top there. Here's my new oil filter. I'm gonna just reach underneath here. I'm gonna grab a little oil off of the top there, lube up the little gasket around, okay, and then it goes right back up on there, righty tighty lefty loosey. This should be hand tightened. Of course it's all oily too, so it's not going to be super tight, but that's tight enough right there. That's it. Okay, so now it's time to add my 3.9 quarts of oil. I use a fuel injector cleaner bottle that I cut the bottom off of as a funnel. I've always used that. That's been a very handy little tool that I've used. It's got a lot of headroom in the top of it, better than the small funnels. You see, having this fuel injector cleaner bottle with the bottom torn out lets me pour almost all of it right directly in instead of pouring it slowly into a little funnel that I have to watch every drop going into it. Okay, be sure to replace your oil cap. And that's it. Oh no, maintenance required. What we're going to do is we need to get this where it says trip A to say odometer. So we're going to hit the trip button on the steering wheel. There's trip B, and there's odometer. Okay? We'll put our foot back on the brake and get ready to push the power button. We push the power button, then we're going to hit the trip button 1, 2, 3 times, and on the third time we're going to hold it down, and then we're going to continue to hold it until the trip meter displays 0000, okay? So here we go. Right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it says 444, 333, 222, 111, and 000. We did it! Okay, so now I'm going to give you a close-up of that 3, 2, 1 in action. I'm going to hit the power. Now I'm hitting trip, 1, 2, 3, and I'm holding it down. See, it says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. There it is. It's reset now. Alright, so now you can change the oil in your Toyota Prius C. I hope you liked the video. Please leave comments down below and check my channel for more informative videos on things like this. Be sure to subscribe.